Our planet's southernmost continent is the most uninhabited land on the face of the Earth. It's not without trying and efforts made by researchers and explorers that this land seems to be shrouded in mystery, more rather due to this area being located directly on top of the South Pole, and because of this fact appears to be amongst the most harshest places in the world to visit. However, new and upcoming evidence appears to have challenged this notion of inhabitation, as relics of an ancient civilization appear to have surfaced. One of the most recent discoveries to capture people's attention is what appears to be a large monolith sticking out of the snow. When the images first started to be shared online, many were skeptical, saying that it looks like the images are fake. However, screenshots were provided that included the coordinates, and it does in fact show a mysterious structure sticking out of the ground. The monolith was found close to the Debenham Islands, a location which can be found on the west side of the Antarctic Peninsula. The images immediately got shared to various online groups, with people giving their opinions on what they thought the object was. Many people were confused about how a large structure like this could appear in such a remote location, saying that with most of these other monoliths they were found in places that had easy access, but this one has been found in one of the most remote places on the planet. This person said the following: "So how do you explain this monolith turning up in Antarctica? I can understand how people were saying that some of the others were placed in certain regions by artists, but an artist isn't going to travel all the way to Antarctica and place it there. This is probably the most mysterious monolith that's been discovered." End quote. Others noted that when you zoom in on the structure you aren't able to view the bottom of it, as a blurred line boxes it out. This has only caused out there theories to be put forward for why this has happened. Amateur researchers also said this structure doesn't look similar to the others that have turned up, saying this one looks a lot older than the others that have been found. Researchers that belong to ancient groups that look into strange artifacts found in and around Antarctica have said that this one looks ancient and doesn't have the shine that the others had. As with most of these discoveries, it's hard to track down evidence of who first discovered it, and what's going to happen to it. But ancient theorists have said it's likely we won't hear about this structure again, with one person saying the following: "Whenever these types of discoveries are made, they usually disappear from the spotlight pretty soon. I'm not saying it's alien or anything like that, but it's certainly interesting. I would love to see close-up images of this thing, and also a close-up of its base. I'm not sure why there's a blurred line running across it. This doesn't help us come up with an answer for what this thing is. All it does is make people put forward more out there theories for why it's here. It's a cool discovery, but the sad truth is that it's very unlikely we'll get an answer for what this thing is." End quote. Could this discovery be proof that going back many years ago a much more powerful advanced civilization with the means of producing such megalithic structures could have inhabited the region long before humans discovered its existence in the first place? An interesting fact to take into consideration is the history of this region. What many people do not know is that Antarctica was once a lush green and dense forest, with a population to match long before it became the wasteland it's most notably known as today. Evidence of this can be found when looking at a team of archaeologists and researchers that led an expedition in Antarctica on November of 2016 that lasted for several months ending on January of 2017. The team found incredible evidence of lush forests in the region after locating and identifying a large amount of fossil fragments. This was from ancient trees that dated as far back as 260 million years. Interestingly, this timeline correlates with one very important event in the past, the Permian period, also known as the greatest mass extinction event in the history of the world. It's interesting then to consider this idea that roughly 260 million years ago, the continent of Antarctica would have been a densely populated lush green forest, with a tremendous variation in wildlife and ecosystems. A professor at the University of Wisconsin known as Dr. Gobranson argues that the continent as a whole would have been much warmer, and even more humid than many areas today. In fact, he has overwhelming evidence that the area would have been closer in resemblance to the forests of present-day Siberia, a place today with a thriving population, vast resources and a stable economy. Researchers have said that if any relics are found, then it is without doubt evidence of a past advanced civilization. However, they have said that these structures wouldn't have been created by modern humans, but rather an advanced race yet to be discovered, and that could be buried underneath the ice, waiting to be discovered. Amateur researchers have also said that if you spend long enough looking around the deep crevices in Antarctica, you will likely find evidence of what appears to be unidentified flying objects. Now, it's important to note that scientists and researchers have said that what people are seeing is just ice, and in some cases pareidolia, but those who have spent countless hours looking into these reports have said this isn't what's being seen. Taking a look at these strange structures, these researchers have said it's fairly obvious that they hold many characteristics with sightings of commonly reported unidentified flying objects. So what do you make of this recent discovery that's just been made in Antarctica? Do you think it shows a monolith? If not, what do you think this large structure is? Also, do you think that Antarctica could have been home to an ancient civilization millions of years ago? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.